Welcome back, everybody. Let's make a turkey in the brand new Blackstone pellet grill. I have a 16.75 pound butterball turkey. I thawed it in the refrigerator for 4 days. I cleaned it out in the sink. I removed the neck. This one actually didn't have the bag of other parts. Typically that's in one of the two cavities. Wasn't in there. If you have the bag of miscellaneous parts, giblets and all that stuff, just throw it away if you don't want them. First things first, I need to make a brine. Do you have to brine your turkey? No, you don't. But what does brining do? It breaks down the muscle protein, makes for a more moist turkey, a more moist bird. It infuses flavor and it makes the cooking experience more forgiving. You don't need to cook it exactly to the target temperature. You can actually go beyond that a little bit if you need to because it makes for a more moist turkey. This is a recipe I created 12 years ago. I smoked a turkey in one of my old smokers. I still get messages from viewers every single year that have told me, Todd, I've made this turkey 11 years in a row and I come back every year to get your brine recipe. I've changed things a little bit over the years. We're going with 6 quarts of water. I think I had 5 quarts originally. Originally I had a quart of apple juice. I like flavor more over the years. I'm going with the whole container. In this case, it's a gallon. The amount of liquid that you need is gonna depend on the size of your container. There have been times when I've brined these in bags, but I couldn't find the bags yet this year. And of course, if they're in a bag kind of tied up in the fridge, you can go with a lot less liquid. So I have a cooler that I cleaned out and we're just gonna make everything work in here. So don't fret about the amount of liquids. I did 6 quarts of water. If you need 7 quarts of water, or if you need 3/4 of a gallon, I'm gonna put everything as I'm saying today on the written recipe and you can go from there. I have a 2-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper. Last time I had the kind with the real sugar. I couldn't find that today. If you can get the real sugar, go with the real sugar. You can brine these in a cooler. Some people brine these in containers and keep them in the refrigerator. Like I said earlier, some people will brine these in turkey brining bags, but they don't have the brining bags out in the store yet around here. A 1.5 cups of coarse kosher salt. 2 to 3 cups of chopped onions, 5 to 6 cloves of fresh garlic chopped. Nobody's gonna care if you put more garlic in there. So if you're like me and you like garlic, I'll probably be adding a little more garlic. A 1/2 cup of Worcestershire sauce. Probably use soy sauce as well, or liquid aminos. Last time I measured the brown sugar, but I'm not measuring it this time. Don't tell anybody. Probably gonna go with at least a full cup of brown sugar. You could actually measure it if that's the way you roll, but I don't roll like that. At least 4 tablespoons of ground black pepper. And I really like the hickory liquid smoke. At least a 1/4 cup of the liquid smoke. I'm using a cooler. I mentioned earlier you could use the refrigerator, so we obviously need to add ice. I'm fresh out of ice. Picked some blue ice out of the freezer. I have it in Ziploc bags, but obviously you need to keep that water really cold. I'll change these out and I might go down to the gas station later on and buy a bag of ice. Over with my 16.75 pound turkey. If you forget to mix your brine up like I did, everything dissolved anyways. You can see I don't have complete coverage. I mentioned that earlier. This isn't fine science or anything. I might put a little extra Dr. Pepper in on mine, see if I can get that to cover the top. Like I said earlier, I'll probably go to the gas station later and get some regular ice and we'll pull the blue ice out of there. Just know that if you dilute that brine solution too much, you probably want to add a little more brown sugar, black pepper, Dr. Pepper, apple juice, etc. This is very heavy. I'm going to put it in the garage overnight. I'm going to come back tomorrow and fire up the pellet grill. It's the next day. It's been about 18 hours. Turkey has been brining in the ice. You can see I got rid of my blue ice, went to the convenience store last night and got a big bag of ice. Try our best to drain the liquid onto some towels. I'm gonna use some paper towels. I'm gonna dry the skin off. Let's get the turkey ready for the pellet grill. I cut the flap of skin here on the back side of the turkey, kind of unappealing. And I think I'm gonna cut off this extra flap of skin up near the neck as well. It's just extra skin hanging out that we don't need. Grab the wings and tuck them underneath I think like that. I'm gonna go in around the neck. Then I'm gonna take the string down underneath these wings that we folded, go back here underneath that breastbone. I'm gonna try to tie this in a knot. I'll just snip that off right there. I think most of the pros use one continuous string, but I'm not a pro. Now we're gonna try to tie these two drumsticks together. We're gonna go underneath them. This is a piece of twine that I found in an old turkey lacing kit. Very important to make sure you get as much of that brine off the turkey as you can. I'd use olive oil or avocado oil. I'm gonna rub a little bit of oil on the skin. This is gonna help my seasonings stick to the outside of the turkey. You can use that Redmond organic garlic pepper. I think this will be just about perfect. All I want is some salt and some pepper on here. Maybe a little bit of garlic. Sometimes we can do barbecue rubs. Gonna rub that into the skin, maybe on both sides. Looking good. You could rub these with salt only. Sometimes people rub them with pepper. Over with my turkey, reminding everybody that's about 16.75 pounds. I'm gonna put the probes in the breast, maybe one on each side, one over here on the back side. You certainly could inject the turkey, but I brined it, so I don't think I need to do both. I'm still using the same hickory pellets. I have an old smoke tube with more hickory pellets. Gonna get those pellets started. Extra smoke. Close this Blackstone 900 pellet grill on. I'm gonna set this at the lowest setting, which is 190 degrees. You can see we're ice cold in the turkey, 40 degrees. We're gonna let this go at the low temperature for a couple of hours, monitor that temp, and then we'll come back and we'll crank it way up to 300 plus and finish off the turkey. I actually took a break to go grocery shopping. I've been gone for about three and a half hours. So I think it's been about 3.5 hours, maybe close to 4 hours. But since we were at 190 degrees, we're safe. That's what we look like. Beautiful looking turkey. Internal temperature rated about 130 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and crank this bad boy up really high, maybe 300, maybe even 325. We'll watch that internal temperature climb and we'll have us a turkey. You probably won't be able to see the digital screen. Temp's going up real quick. We're already at 160. Look at that turkey. That looks absolutely perfect in every way. Wow. Temperature went up super quick. You can see I have the app. I had it at 325. I actually cranked it down to 300. Internal temperature 165 on the breast. The other breast 172. Reminding you, we don't need to worry about it being dry. We brined it. It can be a few degrees higher than 165. And the big reveal. Take a look at that. We have the sun just starting to set over the mountains and this turkey looks out of this world. The skin looks picture perfect. Hopefully everybody's getting in the holiday mood. I think we'll go ahead and turn the grill off. Have my heat resistant gloves on. Let's pull that turkey. And of course, we're at a little bit of a higher temperature in the dark meat, which is just what you want. Grab your Blackstone carving knife. Gonna go in there and slice off a piece of the breast. Look at that. I can tell you what, it is extremely moist. Cut a piece. It is so tender. Let's give it a try. Some to my camera girl. First things first, moist, moist, moist. It is so moist. Taste the sweetness, the brown sugar, the Dr. Pepper. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of flexibility there. So if you love apple juice, but maybe you don't like Dr. Pepper, use all apple juice. People have used Coca-Cola before, I've read about that. So delicious. Now I went out grocery shopping for 3.5 or 4 hours and just left that thing at 190 degrees. But if you're cooking this for Thanksgiving Day, for Christmas Day, New Year's, whatever, you don't need to take the 4 4-hour break, you could leave it at 190 to get more smoke for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then you can crank it up. I think there's some flexibility there, but the way we did it, I think it was 3.5 to 4 hours at 190, and then we cranked it up to 300, 325 for the last 30 to 40 minutes, and we got that internal temperature up to 165, 169. Worked out perfectly for us. So we'll make a recipe for this. We'll get it up on blackstoneproducts.com so you know what we used. I think this is the 6th or 7th time I've used the pellet grill. Pellet grill cooking is all new to me, and if I can tell you one thing about them, they are very easy to use. Pellet grill isn't a smoker. It's not a griddle. It's its own unique thing. I've heard a lot of people describe them as a convection oven fired by wood for your back porch. I'll give you that takeaway. Extremely easy to use. Go back on my personal YouTube channel, Todd Tovin on YouTube. You'll see me cooking turkeys 12, 13 years ago. This is probably the best all-around looking turkey. I didn't need to hide any burnt parts. It looked gorgeous in every way. So thanks for watching, everybody. I sure do appreciate it. Hey, if you want to pick up the Blackstone pellet grill, you can get all 3 of the models at blackstoneproducts.com. And until next time, this is Todd. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass the turkey.